Hi my viewers, my name is Ruth Kerubo and today I'm hosting our wonderful David Ondeki. David Ondeki is the current president of the Kenyan Community in Alberta, Canada. Alberta is one of the states of Canada and it has two cities, which is Edmonton and Calgary. So currently he is the president and also he will be running for the MCA seat back in Kenya of the Menengai West ward. So please enjoy our view today and let's know David more. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Ruth.
So please, may you let my viewers know who you are.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, viewers. I'm happy to be hosted by Ruth here in my residence in Alberta. Currently, as she said, I am the president of the Kenyan Community here in the state of Alberta, and my term is coming to an end by the end of this month, and we are going to hold the elections. As you know, we say that we don't want to stay in office until we die, so I'm trying to make arrangements to see that we transition in a way that is in conformity with the constitution of the Kenyan Community here. And as she indicated, I will also be interested, and I'm a candidate for the 2027 MCA or in the Assembly of Nakuru, where I'll be asking my people or the people of Menengai to put me in or come in en masse and vote me in as their next MCA, because I know what it means by being a leader, having a grassroots background. I'll be able to deal with my people and be able to support them in a way that has both Kenyan and Canadian experiences merged together to make a wonderful ward or community in Menengai.
Thank you.
And that's who I am.
Thank you. So, Mr. David, let's start born, where were you brought up? Where did you go to school?
Yeah, I was born in Kenya in some years back. Maybe I don't want to say my years, but I've lived some good time. And I did my lower primary schools in a couple of schools because I used to move from one place to another. Some because of my dad working in different areas, and some because I had to be moved so that we can fit in that we were a big family too. Then after that, I managed to go to high school in Taranganya, in somewhere in Migori district. I think currently Kuri is a district, so that's where I went my high school. From there, and I didn't make it to university because of one or two. I went to Kenya Polytechnics and also Strathmore College, where I did my CPA. After CPA, then I moved to the US to complete my education, which I did Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Mm-hmm. And I also, after that, at the University of Central Oklahoma. After that, I moved to the University of Texas A&M, where I did my Master's in Business Education, Master's in Business Administration, sorry. And because of how things were, then that I was an international student, I had to diverge and went into nursing. And so I went to school again. I did my nursing degree. So currently I'm a full registered RN, both in the US and in Canada. And also I completed my schooling or the nursing school in Canada at Athabasca University. So currently I work as a nurse. I've been in managerial positions in various hospitals here in Edmonton. As I said, my nursing started in the US, so I've worked both in the US, I've worked in Canada, and now here I am.
Oh, thank you. Your MCA, who will be coming in, is a learned person so far. you're gonna have a learned MCA. So, Mr. David, please can you tell us what made you to move from the US to Canada?
To be honest, first, again, maybe it was why did I move from Kenya? I moved from Kenya because I wanted to see what is out there and to make a difference, to go and bring and see what is there, then I bring it home. So I went to school in the US, expecting to go back to Kenya, so that I can kind of transfer the experiences I gained in the US. But at some point, as life is, I lived in the US for a little while. I finished my schooling. Then after that, I thought it was not time, because now we had children came in, and it was hard to transition and go back to Kenya as such. So I decided to move to Canada, which was willing to take me in as an immigrant, but as a worker. So I went into Canada, or I came to Canada to basically work. And then I was able to bring my family to be with me. And now that I've seen that I've done enough for Canada, I've done enough for the US. So basically, I'm about to be done with North America, and that's why I feel like it is time for me to go now back, because I had an initial promise that I need to be in Kenya. But I went for education so I can go take it back to Kenya. And now I want to take it back to Kenya now with experience in my education, in skills, and in everything. I think at the moment I can say I'm well-rounded, and that's why I've been also a community leader for a long time. And so all that experience, looking at it, I can be able to take it back to Kenya and see how can I be useful to my community, to my people in Menengai West, where I live.
Thank you so much. So the other day, just one day ago, over the weekend, we celebrated your birthday. Okay, it was you kept saying you are 25. So we said you are 25 with 25 years of experience, right? And we were so happy because we were happy how your family appreciated you. We were happy how people turned out, because these are the people you've been serving in the community. So please, can you tell us how has it been, like working, being a nurse, taking care of your family, and also being in leadership? Putting in mind, like, Alberta is a big state, and the Kenyan community here is so large.
That's right.
Yeah, so please, can you tell us how you have been?
Yeah, again, thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys for coming all the way from Manitoba, which is another state here in Canada, and to come and celebrate my birthday. Yeah, as I said, I turned 25 years.
With the 25 experience.
With the 25 years of experience, as my daughter said, that's 25 times 2. You do the math if you did some arithmetic. So, so it was it was wonderful to be celebrated. And I can say it's the first time I've really celebrated my life or had a party. Parties, sometimes we leave it for the children and we think it is only for the children. But this time around, my family thought and said, like, no, we have to celebrate you because you have really, it's a milestone,
Sure.
And I really appreciate there were good good turnout. On Saturday, people came. People gave their best, left their works, we danced, and really I was very happy, and I feel like now even I'm maybe minus 25 again, so I'll live for some time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and really, as you ask for the community, it's it's not easy living abroad or living in the diaspora with so many hats. Whereby you are working, you are, you have a family to run, you are, you have a community, and so many other things. You find it's tough, it's not easy, but again, it's called for commitment, and it's called for commitment, determination, and mostly the support of your family. If the family is supportive, then you can be able to kind of manage all these things around. And I can tell you that really my family has been very supportive. They have been my backbone, and they have really helped me kind of maneuver all this path. In the, as a nurse, I've worked for a while now, over 20 years experience, working in various hospitals here in Alberta, both in frontline and in managerial positions. But that one has not stopped me from participating in community because really I feel myself community, and the service to me is basically my backbone, is my foundation, and I feel that sometimes happiness comes from what you give.
Sure.
And in that way, I've never lacked or missed anything just because I've been part of the community. And so since I came to Canada, really from the first year, I got into community organization, and I joined in 2015. We came up now with the Kenyan Community, whereby I was the vice president. I ran for twice. I became a vice president, then my president left or resigned, then I had to come in as an acting president. Bad luck, we had COVID, took some time. Then in 2024 we had elections where the people of Alberta thought that I was the right person to lead them for another 2 years, and which I've done. And I hope that once I leave office at the end of the month, we'll be able to have elections and get the leaders who will be able to take now the Kenyan community into the next step, or pick up from where we left. But having said that we are going to be there and we continue to support them. And so, as you asked, it's not easy to have all these hearts. But again, with the support of everyone, the community, your family, you can be able to do it. And also there has to be that willingness, because this is an unpaid job. It's not that you are paid to be in the community.
Sure.
But again, you have to sacrifice. And that's why I feel like when I usually go to Kenya too, almost every year I make it to Kenya. And when I see what is there, I feel like that there is something that I can be able to take back home, that I can be able to help and support my community back in Kenya the way I've done it here in Canada. So in that's how basically I've been able to manage all these hearts that I've been carrying. Yeah.
Thank you. So, since now you're going to be leaving the leadership in the next 1 month, or by the end of the month, do you feel like, do you have like, let's say, a few people in mind that you can encourage to take the leadership, and what can you tell them? And is it, since now the leadership now it's something that is not being paid, like you're not being paid, it's just being a volunteer to take care of the community and all that. So what can you advise those that want to take the leadership after you?
It is, as I said, really, we don't have individuals like you who have come out, but we have identified, or we can see some individuals who have the potential to come out and be the leaders. Because sometimes it's, you have to come out, and you also have to be pushed by the community. If the community can be able to be there once you bring yourself out, then you can be able to move forward and lead the community. So right now we are trying to, as the board of the Kenyan Community, we are trying to identify and again also call upon individuals who are interested to help this community, so that we can induct them while there is time. And for that reason, right now I'm trying to look, because in the Kenyan community we also have tribes, or we can sometimes I call them the tribal communities or tribal leaders, in the sense that Kenya is a multi-tribal country with 42 plus tribes. So in that way, even here we identify them, though we are Kenyans, but we identify those tribes. And Most of them, they have also organizations like the Abagusi Association, which takes care of the Abagusi people, the people from Kisi. Then we have the Nyumba ya Gikuyu, people from the mountain. Then we also have the Ramogi, that's from the Nyasa. So we have all these sub-tribal or tribal organizations. So what I'm trying is that I'm trying to call upon their leaders so that we can have a meeting. So it's either we have a kind of a general election so that we have the people who want to be come forward, or we are going to ask the leaders of this tribe to identify individuals from their communities who should be able to come to the board of the Kenyan community so that they can push this community forward. So that's what is right now in the pipeline. I'm trying to organize and have a discussion with these leaders and see what is the best way to move forward.
Oh wow, that is so good. And will you mind telling us which was the worst experience being the president of the Kenyan community? Because we know, like, it's not easy, like, trying to bring the Kenyan people together, because it's a big community. People have different mind. People have different suggestions when you try to bring maybe an idea on the table. And also, which was the best experience being the president of the
the best experience being a president, for one, is serving my people, and being there. Once you do like most of these events, like we have the national events which we do here. When you find that the event has become successful, you feel good, and you find that when people come, they enjoy, they are together celebrating, and then you look forward and you say, yeah, we did it, that gives you that kind of a motivation to continue working for them, because you see how happy they are. We have had events like back to school barbecues, which a lot of people, the youth, turn up, and that one kind of makes you, because when we find that we are all youths are there, the old, the young, the children are running around, it makes you feel good that, yeah, these people have come together because of the leadership which is in place. So really it makes you feel happy. And also one of the best moments in my presidency is we have it has been difficult for Kenyans to get their documents, like traveling, migration documents, IDs, passports. So mostly the Kenyans from Alberta, they have been going to Toronto, they have been going to DC, Washington, or they have to travel to Kenya to get their documents. But during my presidency and my leadership, we were able to have a document and convince the Kenyan government through our embassy in Ottawa that we need those documents availed here in Alberta. And for that, they were able to bring them. We had the mobile services come here here in Edmonton. And then we were able to get people come from Calgary, from Manitoba, from Saskatchewan. They came to get those documents. And that one really was the best moment, because it saved a lot of Kenyans from the traveling costs. And because sometimes you have a family of 5 children and they all these one documents. But now they have just to walk in, and like spending $1,000 per person to go to Washington or to go back to Kenya to get those documents. So I think that was one achievement we made, and we really appreciate the government for coming through on that one. Because again, before this came in, we had to let them know that we, the people here in Canada, they need those documents so that they can be able to invest back home. They can be able to travel freely. Unlike before, they had this idea that it is us who have to go there. We found that it is the government which really needs these people more than these people need them, because for them they are okay here. But if the government gave them the documents, the travel documents or the residence documents back home, they can be able to travel there, take in the income, the needed foreign currency, they can now have the motivation to invest. And so I encourage even our government to continue availing these documents to the people, to the diaspora, where they are, rather than having them to travel long distances to go and get them. So that was one of the best, I think, achievements we had during my time.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. And now, to the people that you want to serve after us here, please can you tell the people of Menengai what you have in store for them? Like, because I know like there's something that is running, you do back home. So also you can tell the viewers what you are currently doing back home and what you want to take to the people of Menengai as a leader.
Thank you, Ruth, for that question. I can tell you that my people of Menengai have been there for a little while now. In fact, I have a home there in Menengai, and even rest in peace, my late mom is buried there in Menengai Ward. So basically that is home.
Yeah.
And I know people have been saying that that person is at distance, maybe he's far away, and maybe what is he going to bring here? But I know the area, I know Menengai West, and I've been there now for over 20 years in Menengai West. And I never lost contact with my community, because every year I make it to Kenya, and when I go there, I do something. I have to do something to support or to help the community. Mostly I've been doing medical camps. So when I go there, I usually assemble a couple of doctors, nurses, then we do a medical camp, which is done. We do it for free. We don't charge anything. I know, like the year before, we have done so far twice. The last one we did, I was able to have like 5 doctors, clinicians, nurses, and mental therapists. And we were able to serve almost 500 people, those who directly came in and others indirectly. So I've really been in the community, even if I don't live there through the year. And also there are things like education. I've been supporting the children, those who are going to university, those who are going to high school. Sometimes parents, they come, we have these difficulties, help us in one way or another. I support where I can, sometimes it's only maybe doesn't need much. It only needs somebody who wants a shoes. It's only the shoes which is missing for that child to go to school. So just providing even that shoes is small, it is, but it's something which could have prevented that child from going to school. Uniform, also maybe going and buying things for like the lower elementary, supporting them in anything like meals, or availing some money so that they can be bought lunch. I think that is something, it might be small, but it's something which I think those who have benefited from it have been enjoying. And while Kenya might not be the same as Canada, but now with my experience, I know what is needed. I know what Kenya is, I know what Canada is, and I know what we are missing in Kenya. Things like a proper, education system, the infrastructure. The government is trying, but it has not gotten there. This education, the younger, we call it pre-kindergarten, or nursery, as we call it, nursery schools. They are not well developed, and the facilities are not good enough for our children. Things like that. So those are some of the areas I'm going to look at, how to ensure that all children can be able to go to school, those who are in the age of going to school, and the facilities that they are going to use, they are proper facilities, because education is the beginning of a better Kenya, a stronger Kenya building. Then we have the roads, the feeder roads. I have seen that some roads, yes, we have the major roads, but the feeder roads have been ignored. And those are the areas which I can work with the county governments, you work with the national government to bring those those services closer to people. Sometimes, yes, you might say, as an MCA, what are you going to do? You don't have resources.
Exactly.
But again, it's not the issue of having resources. It's the issue of connecting the right people with the right resources so that you know where the resources are. Then you connect with those resources and be able to bring them to the world. So I might not have a budget, but I can be able to connect to people. I can be able to talk to people. I can be able to rally one or two individuals here, either local or foreign, so that we can be able to bring resources or bring services to the common mwananchi in Menengai West. So, and also I see like the markets, the mama mboga, they don't have proper stalls. You know, it's a problem, and you find them maybe they're just doing their services, you know, kuuza mboga yao in the sun, you know. So if we can be able to get them some shades, that I think will be able to help them so that they can be able to sell their groceries in the right or in the proper hygienic, you know, environment. Water is another problem. I found in the years that I've seen, water has been a problem in Menengai West, and with that, I know last time we did give some free water in the community, but I think we need somebody or a visionary person who can be able to identify the resources to be able to bring even boreholes. If we can do even 10 boreholes within Menengai West, I think we can finish the problem of water. And I know those boreholes, there is money which can be sourced from either the local government, the county government, or from the federal government, or from individuals who are willing. And I know they are there. So that it's only just a matter of how do you go to approach those individuals to get those resources. And we find that most of our leaders, they lack that. They think that they have to have for them to do something. Sometimes you can do things with the resources of others if you can harness them together and redirect them into the proper you know, functions, rather than, you know, again, some people, the problem is the corruption. And that's why we don't have most of these services. And I can tell you that, you know, like me, maybe I'm not trying to, like, I'm going home to do MCA to immerse well, because MCA, to be honest, like, it cannot pay me of what I get here, what I'm living here. So the issue of like I'm going there maybe because I want the salary of the MCA is a non-starter. It's not there. If I wanted the money, then the right place here, I can be here. But it's because of the service, because I want to help my people. It's because I want to see the things I see here. They are the things which I want to be there, so that my parents, my community, and everybody can be able to enjoy the services we enjoy here in Canada.
What do you have for the youth? Like, what can you tell the youth?
For the youth of Menengai, I think we have a lot in store and a lot we can do. And so far, I've been doing one or two here, despite the fact that I'm not there. More so, we don't have enough recreational facilities for our youth, so you find that our youth have nowhere to go sporting. So instead they go either drinking, they go drugs. And so one thing I love to look at is ensuring that we have enough facilities, recreational facilities, either sporting, playing grounds, and then also encourage and bring youths together through sports, because that way they can be able to get that physical, you know, health, which also translates into mental health, and in that way I'll be able to kind of redirect the youth into the right paths, and most also the education, encouraging them to follow the right path so that they can finish finish the education, either vocational, either a university if they can. But also we understand that there are many youths who not all can go to university. So the thing is, what can you give these youths Do they have to go to university? Not necessarily. Now, are there trades? Now you can be able to advise them on the trades which they can do, and then you create an environment so that they can be able, once they finish the trades, they can get into construction, they can get into plumbing, as you understand very well that, in fact, trades, plumbing, electrician here. At home, we take it for granted, but here, it pays more than a manager. It pays more than the highest, a doctor or so. So they pay very well. But I think it's also the nature on how we have been trained, how we have been brought up that ever you have to go to university. So that's one thing I'm going to look at, so that I can be able to bring things which can, which can be able to help these youths who don't make it to university. Once you finish grade 12, then you have another path, so that you can be able to do some skills here and there, get out of it, and get jobs within the local community or the local market in the county government. There are a lot of constructions which are going on right now. The infrastructure is there, so we can get these youths into these activities, and in that way it can be able to take them out of all the unsocial things which they do. And also, I'll be very I'll be very much in the health, in the mental health of our youth. Sometimes we have abandoned them, so there's no education, there's no sensitization, there's no understanding of that mental health is real, and we take it for granted. And you find most of our youths, they are stressed, distressed, they are depressed, and at the end of the day, they become drunkards, they become addicts. So we need to embrace them and bring programs which help them in their mental health, or give them their mental support. Exactly. And once we identify it and we embrace that mental health is real, then now our youths can be able to benefit. And I understand, having the background in health, there are so many things I feel that I'll be able to deal in the health, so that I can be able to bring our youth into a status where mental health will be a thing of the past.
Wow.
And also the healthcare. The healthcare is not the best the way it is right now, in Kenya. They have tried, but there are so many areas which we have failed. And me being, if I am elected, and I go to the county government, I think I'm going to try to champion some things or some health policies which can make sense to the common Mwananchi. It was unfortunate, sometimes I went back to Kenya, then somebody got sick. I was involved in an accident, went to the hospital, stayed for 12 hours before being attended, because the person did not have money. The person did not have maybe a health insurance. And here this person, he has broken his leg and is in a hospital, in a place which is supposed to provide comfort to this person, but he's there just laying there, no medication, no pain. And I think that's one thing I will have to champion. Once I go there, I'm like, okay, we can do some basic things to this person who comes in, before you can even think about his money or her money. Can you do something to bring this life, or to control even the pain? Then after that, figure out the money, But you find that somebody, you go to the hospital, you are about to die, but people look at you because you don't have money, or because maybe you have the money, but you are yourself, and they have to look for where the relatives, where this one, and you'll be dying before, and your money will not save you. So I think that's an area in the health system which I'm really going to really champion, to ensure that we can be able to at least get the basic, emergency care before people can think about the money. Like here, if you are sick, 911 you call 911, you go to the hospital, they give you the basic emergency at least. Then they will start thinking about the money, or you get a bill in the mail and tell you you owe this. At least there is a life which has been saved. So some of those things I really going to champion, and I can be able to really a voice for the underprivileged.
Oh, wow, thank you so much. much, and I hope because as leaders, just some basic things that we need to look at to give back to the society, But most people think it's all about money. It's about the basic things that we can give to the people that at least will bring a change to the community. As you have said, if someone will think this person is coming home to vie for this chair so that he gets money. There's no money that you will compare getting back home than what you're getting back here. So I think it's all about being compassionate to give back to your community. For a closing word, please can you speak to your people of Menengai? Maybe if you have got a campaign team and anyone that you want to speak to your people, and
Thank you again, Ruth. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to my people of Menengai West. I will tell you that I'm coming home soon. I know you have been really waiting for me to come, asking where this person is, whether I have heard people say maybe this is a tourist, he might not be able to be in the community, but know that again, for you to be a tourist, it means also you know more. Mm-hmm. So what you tour around, if you have toured in the countries, you can be able to bring that tourism things which you have seen, you bring it locally into the community. And sometimes even those who say that they are from the community, they have not left the community, you might not know what is out there. You might think that what you have is the best. But me coming with my experience, I've traveled around, I've lived here in Canada, I've lived in the US, yes, and now I've decided to come home. And I'm coming home for one reason, to serve you, the people of Menengai West, to be the voice of the most vulnerable people, to be the voice of the women, to be the voice of Mama Mboga, to be the voice of motorcycle people, to be the voice of the low in the community. And I will tell you that, with my leadership, if you give me that chance, I'll be able to do all that I've promised to do, all the things I've been doing here in Canada for the community. As a healthcare professional, as an accountant, and also with all the experience I have, I tell you that going to the county government, I'll be able to champion for your rights. I'll be able to champion to be your voice for the things you want to happen. As we said, water is a problem. Tutajaribu tulete hayo maji nyumbani. Tumesema markets hamuna stalls za kuuzia mboga. Hiyo mboga tutawatengenezea hizo stalls with the few resources that we have na to connect na watu wengine. Things like roads, hizo feeder roads. Niliona last time people, even to my house, there was a problem. You could not, you have to look even maybe for a tractor to pull you through. Those roads, they can be made, and they don't need much resources. It just needs to kind of harness the people, even bring the community people together and say, hey, let's make these things. It's how you talk to the people. Mm-hmm. So there are things we can do with the money from the government, mm-hmm. National, local, but also there are some things we can do ourselves. Mm-hmm. We can gather the little resources we have. Things like organizations, chama, hiyo ni vitu nitapigania na tutasaidia chama mbalimbali za wamama, za youths, za wazee, na vitu kama sports, soccer za vijana. That's what is there right now, and I'm supporting Team Masinjeri. You have done very well, and I will continue to support you where I can. But also now we need also Team Masinjeri ya wanawake. We need so many sporting soccer teams. But also we need to involve the girls. We have left the girls behind in sports like volleyball, soccer, kukimbia. And all these things are the things I intend to do and work together with my community, with you guys. So the ball is on your hand. And for you to win that fight, you have to register. If you have no vote, if you have no card, there's no way you can say that tutamtoa yule ama mutaniingiza. Mm-hmm. No, there's no way you can put me into leadership unless you have your tools of war. Mm-hmm. And your tools of war right now is the voting card. So tafadhali enda mchukue cards, youths, Gen Zs, go get your voters cards and let us all go in so that come 2027 we will have the tools we need to fight this fight and put the right leadership in place.
Yeah.
And with that, I really thank you so much. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you for your time, and I hope that we can be able to continue to have these conversations as we go along.
We will. Yes. And maybe you take what we need and speak to the people of Alberta that you have been.
Yes, and for my people here in Alberta, I'm very thankful and I'm grateful that you have given me the time, you've given me the support so to lead and work for you. And I've done that. You know, it's very hard. Volunteer work is not easy, but with the support and the motivation you have given me, we have been able to achieve one or two things. And I really encourage you that we get the youths. Please come forward. Those who are young at heart, come forward so that we can have this community running. Those maybe who had alternative voices or who felt like they were left behind, now this is the time you can come together. People from UKA, you know, I ask you, you come back to your mother or the foundation, which is AKA, so that we can make a strong AKA, that is a strong Kenyan community. One strong Kenyan community will be able to help us to move forward. And you know, you don't want to destroy what you have. Yeah. Without a strong community, I'll tell you that there's nothing which can happen. There's nothing which you can achieve. If you want the government services, if you want some resources, grants, you have to be a strong community. You have to be together. So I call upon you, please register. And those who cannot register, who don't have $20 to register, those new immigrants, those who have just come in, newcomers, you don't have to pay anything. You just fill the forms, get the link, and come February 28th, please come and vote in your new leaders. And those who want to, you know, contest, who want to be leaders, please, I invite you to come, see me, talk to me, write to me, get on any of my board members. And I'm very grateful to my board. My entire board, starting with my vice president, Millie Okwata. Then I have my treasurer, Patrick Cheriro. I have my secretary, Wafura. I have my events coordinator, Eva. Then my board members. I have my young man, Martin, my John Foster, and Mr. Kande for your leadership. I ask you all to, you know, you have given your service to the community, and for those of us who are going to remain, we give you the support. And those who are going to come in, please come in and let us all work together. Thank you so much, and I appreciate again. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to my people.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, hope we're gonna do this next time.
Yes.
We are behind you. We will support you for the Menengai back home thing, and we hope you will be able to give back to the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next time, my viewers.